What is gravy, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I recently got the Platinum Trophy in the Callisto Protocol, and I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. For the most part. Just have to mention big thank you to the team at Striking Distance Studios for providing a copy of the game. I really do appreciate it. Now let's get on with the video. It's fair to say that this game gets off to an explosive start. Like, literally, your ship crashes into the moon, and then half your co-pilot's face comes off. I mean, you don't even get a chance to ask the guy who arrested you if he'd recommend Cloud City as a holiday destination before the prison turns to shit. So we hatch a plan with some shady dude named Elias and begin hacking the limbs off every living creature that we can find. Not sure I'd call them living creatures, but you get the gist. Anyway, as much fun as it was twatting them with melee weapons, I decided a gun was certainly needed, so I crafted myself a pistol before throwing a cheeky little upgrade on my brand new stun baton, which was then immediately overshadowed by the presence of the grip glove. Seriously, this thing is a ton of fun to use, I cannot overstate that enough. This maniacal carnage is one of the biggest strengths of the game to me, and is only amplified once I reach the shoe, where there is a room that feels purpose-built to send body parts flying. And so, of course, I happily obliged, unlocking 2 more trophies in the process, before going on to meet the third member of our intrepid team, the so-called terrorist that was responsible for crashing our ship. Brilliant. We then have to break out of another cell, get the better of a security robot, and travel down one of, if not the worst slip and slide I have ever seen. All that sewage couldn't stop me busting a move though, as soon after I unlocked the trophy for getting 5 perfect dodges, which I just want to say is the most pointless mechanic in the entire game. At no point did I feel an advantage for pulling this off. Why it was included, I have no idea. Right, from this point forward we're going to be getting into spoiler territory. If you're wanting to jump into this completely blind, then stop watching now. I'm serious. Spoilers arriving in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so Elias dies, which leaves us with the big sad. But it also means our only hope of getting out of here lies with Danny. You know, the woman who hates us and crashed our ship? Yeah, her. She clearly has her own motivations and takes us all the way back to our ship, where she realises that we weren't really that bad, before we reach the landing pad and hopefully our salvation. However, this is a video game, so of course our ship gets blown out of the sky and we're sent hurtling all the way down to find our way back up again. And you know what? To my surprise, here on this desolate moon, I ran into a bunch of clickers. Sorry, blind ones. Oh come on, they're practically the same. Unfortunately for me, I have plenty of experience with this enemy type, so I make swift work of the giving back trophy for shivving 5 of them. And at this point the story is beginning to ramp up, so in preparation I fully upgrade my first weapon, discover the hidden truth behind thing that I've already completely forgotten, and restore power to a giant moving platform that I'm sure will provide a wonderfully peaceful journey with no massive disgusting monsters whatsoever. Oh, wait. Should have seen that coming, really. What this segment does is serve as a build-up to the first actual boss in the game, and so I feel now is as good a time as any to talk about the combat. The clips that you're seeing are all taken from my maximum security playthrough. But while I do have upgraded weapons, I do have to clarify that even on my main playthrough, I didn't really struggle with this fight. And that is for one very simple reason. This boss is incredibly straightforward. Simply dodge, then shoot. Dodge, then shoot. It almost becomes trivial. And I think that highlights a much larger issue with the game, as in one-on-one scenarios the combat is ridiculously easy. Sure, if you don't know what you're doing then chances are you'll get minced, but there isn't a whole lot to master here. Dodge their combos by alternating left and right, then kill. I know it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I'm really not. As much as I did enjoy this game, because of this combat model, I never really felt like my life was on the line. I mean, you are literally seeing it now, and this is largely the case for the entire game. Things can get a bit dicier when you're up against groups, but even then it never really felt like I was at a disadvantage. Most of the playthrough I felt pretty confident focusing on one enemy at a time, knowing that the others would be less aggressive if I was. Don't get me wrong, you can still be sucker punched from off screen, but this is a rare occurrence for sure. One more thing I have to mention while this fight is happening is that this is the only boss in the game outside of the finale. It does show up about 4 times, but it's largely unchanged from what you're seeing. Not sure about you, but that feels like a massive missed opportunity to me. Anyway, after getting the trophy for taking down Two-Face, we finally reach the epicenter of the mutation and discover that Jacob actually isn't a good guy, and he should probably have double checked the cargo that the shady prison people were having him deliver. So I guess Danny was right. Huh. But don't worry, Sam Witwer turns up doing his best Hulk impression to absolutely sort us out. And so with that, we get thrown back into our original cell, and have to make our way through the final level to put in a grievance with the warden. Seriously, the conditions in this prison would have human rights activists up in arms. On the way there, we collect the final implant to unlock the Grim Reaper trophy, and because I somehow completely forgot about it, take a quick selfie for the mugshot trophy. Right, this is your final spoiler warning. I am about to show you the ending. I mean it. Final boss, story moments, the whole shebang. Watch at your own risk. While it would have been nice to get to shove the warden's head up his cult leader ass, the final boss is actually pretty daunting. Sam Witwer once again squares up to us, and it's a lot like the scripted fight from earlier, only this time halfway through his body decides it's had enough of our shit and splits open like a cream egg that's been left on top of the radiator. He combines a few attacks that you've seen throughout the game, like spitting acid, which is always fun, but it doesn't take long to realise he does act a lot like the Two-Head. And once you get that, the fight once again loses a lot of its gusto. Occasionally he will spawn little exploding dudes that love to get right up in your face, but you can hear them coming, so as long as you're actually paying attention you should be fine. Especially considering the game gives you more ammo than you can handle right before, even on the highest difficulty. After he's taken care of, the warden decides he too has had enough of our shit and sets the facility to blow, leaving our buddy Jacob to perform the heroic sacrifice of staying behind so that Danny can escape. And that is the end. Depending on whether you did this all in one playthrough or not, you'll either have the platinum unlocked now, or you'll have set yourself up really well for a New Game Plus run like I did. Overall, I did enjoy the game. Like I said, I do have some gripes with the combat, but not enough that it detracted from the experience. What really got me hooked was the atmosphere. The visuals, lighting and sound all came together to really put you in Black Iron, and I will take that any day of the week. Well, it definitely isn't the Dead Space successor I think a lot of people were hoping it was going to be. It reuses the same boss multiple times, the story's kind of meh, and a lot of the combat does devolve into dodge, dodge, shoot. I still found it to be an eerily creepy experience, and it's a platinum that I would recommend to any horror fan. But that's going to do it for this video. Once again, I want to say a massive thank you to the team at Striking Distance Studios for giving me the chance to review this game in my own weird, wacky trophy hunting way. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to hit the like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If you want to see another video, highly recommend that one right there. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I shall catch you all next time.